how is your human body similar to a TV? The answer lies with this teeny tiny cell called an oligodendrocyte. It's about 10 to 20 micrometers long. But before we address this teeny tiny cell, we must talk about something bigger, something you're a little more familiar with. The brain. Cool. The brain is the organ responsible for thinking, feeling, movement, and memory. It's basically like who you are. And the brain is made up of 86 billion neurons. So what are neurons? Neurons are the basic unit of the nervous system. They're a type of cell that through action potentials and neurotransmitters communicate with each other. This is how they do it. So, there's the nucleus of the neuron, and this nucleus contains all of the DNA for the neuron, all of the genetic information for the cell in this neuron. And the neuron is surrounded by dendrites, which receive information from other neurons, right? So this cell body, the neuron and the dendrites together, are connected to an axon. And this axon travels and ends in axon terminals, which send the electrical impulse, aka the signal, to other neurons, right? And all across the axon, let's zoom into the axon. You can see that it's covered in something, creating almost these little bubbles. And if we zoom in closer, we can see that the coating around the axon, the bubble, is a substance called myelin. Myelin is a fatty substance that insulates the charge to make sure it's not lost in between the cell body and the dendrites, to make sure communication happens in your brain. Now, let's get back to that TV analogy, right? What do you have in common with a TV? Say you have a really nice expensive TV. It stops working. Bummer. You're not just going to throw away the TV. You look around. You see some whiskers. You notice that the wires, the rubbers come off of them, which means the charge isn't traveling from the electrical outlet to your TV. Now, this seems dangerous. You're not going to interfere here, but you call a guy and he gets to the wire and he wraps the wire with rubber. That guy is the oligodendrocyte, which wraps the myelin around your axons to make sure your brain works correctly. Thank your oligodendrocytes today.